Hello, friends. Welcome to Mathematics and Science channel. So, we are doing mathematics today and we are looking into indices. So, this is indices now. Let me write out some rules of indices for us. Now, rules of indices. Number one. Now, we have a raised to the power of b times a raised to the power of c. Now, this is multiplication. Now you have to add the exponent. We have a raised to the power of b plus c. Now example under this rule, you have 2 raised to the power of 2 times 2 raised to the power of 4. So that will be 2 raised to the power of 2 plus 4. That is our b here is 2 and our c here is 4 while our a is 2. So 2 plus 4 will give us 6. So I have 2 raised to the power of 6. Now another example, if you have a raised to the power of 1 over 2 multiplied by a raised to the power of 1 over 2. Now this will give us what? A raised to the power of 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. So which is equal to a. So another example, now if we have 100 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 1000 multiplied by 1,000,000. And we want to use this method. Now we know that 10 squared is 100. So I have 10 squared multiplied by 10 and 10 raised to the power of 3 is 1000 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of 3 and 1,000,000 is 10 raised to the power of 6. So now we'll add my exponent. So this is 1. I have 10 raised to the power of 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6. So this will give us 10 raised to the power of 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6, 6 plus 6, 12. So we have 10 raised to the power of 12, which is 10 trillion. So this law of indices. Now this is multiplication law. Now division. Now we have a raised to the power of b divided by a raised to the power of c. Now you have to subtract the exponent. That will be b minus c. Now example, I have 2 raised to the power of 4 divided by 2 raised to the power of 2. Now this must give me 2 raised to the power of 4 minus 2. That is 4 minus 2 will give me 2. So I have 2 raised to the power of 2 and 2 raised to the power of 2 is 4. Now another one, if I have a raised to the power of 2 divided by a. So this will give me a raised to the power of 2 minus 1 because 1 is here. So this now give me a. Now another one, if I have 1,000,000 divided by 100,000, what will be my answer? Now I know that 1,000,000 is 10 raised to the power of 6 and 100,000 is 10 raised to the power of 5. Abi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 raised to the power of 5. So that will be 10 raised to the power of 6 minus 5, which will give me 10. That is, if you divide this by this, you must get 10. So that's law of indices. Now C, if you have a raised to the power of 0, it must give you 1. Now any number raised to the power of 0 or anything raised to the power of 0 must give us 1 except 0. 0 raised to the power of 0 is not equal to 0. Are you getting? So except 0, all other numbers raised to the power of 0 will give us 1 except 0. So 0 raised to the power of 0 will not give us 1. It's not equal to 1. Now example, I have 1,000,000 raised to the power of 2, now raised to the power of 0. So it will give me 1. So since everything here is now raised to the power of 0, now it must give me 1. So that's law of indices. Now we are not going to do more on this one because it's very simple. Okay, if you say another number 2 raised to the power of 0, it will also give us 1. Now this If you have a raised to the power of minus 1, it will give us 1 over a. Or if you have a raised to the power of minus b, it must give us 1 over a raised to the power of b. Now, example under this one now, if we have 1 over x raised to the power of minus 1, that is 1 divided by 1 over x. So this will give me 1 times x over 1. It will reciprocate the turn division to multiplication. So I have x as my answer. Now another example. Simplify. Oh, 1000 raised to the power of minus 1/3. Now we want to simplify this now. So this will give me 1 over 1000 raised to the power of 1/3. And you know that 1000 raised to the power of 1/3 will just give me 10 as my answer. Now I will let you know how I got this 10 when we reach the next law. So we are going to the law now. Now, if we have the next law, now we have a raised to the power of 1 over b. It will give me bth root of a. Now here we have 1000 raised to the power of 1 over 3. It gives me what? Third root of 1000, which is cube root of 1000. And don't forget that 1000 is equal to 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. Now I have cube root of 10 times 10 times 10, which is equal to what? Cube root of 10 times 10 times 10, that will be 10 raised to the power of 3. Abi 1 plus 1 plus 1 if you had the exponent. Now I have 10 raised to the power of 3 raised to the power of 1 over 3. So this 3 will cancel this 3. So I have 10 as my answer. That's how I got this 10 here. So that's one example. Another example, if you have 4 raised to the power of 2 over 4. So this raised to the power of 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Now this will give me what? So this will just give me root of 4, everything raised to the power of 3. And root 4 is just 2. So I have 2 raised to the power of 3, which is equal to 8. So I use this rule now. If you have a raised to the power of b over c, so this will give us c root of a, everything raised to the power of b. So that's what I used here to get my answer. Another rule, we have a raised to the power of b raised to the power of c, that will be equal to a raised to the power of bc. Now for instance, if we have 2 raised to the power of 3 raised to the power of 6, so this will give me 2 raised to the power of 3 times 6, which is 2 raised to the power of 18. Now if I have a raised to the power of 10 raised to the power of 20, so this will give me a raised to the power of 10 times 20, which is equal to a raised to the power of 200. Now, so those are the rules of indices. Now we have some questions to solve now. More examples. Now check this example very well. Example 1. Check this question. I have 0.064. Okay, I have 0.64 over, or let me use 0.04 everything raised to the power of half. Now we want to simplify these indices. Now you have 0.64 over 0.04 raised to the power of half. Now, do you know what we call standard form? Now, standard form, how we evaluate this my numerator into standard form. So I have 0.64, that's my numerator. I want to do it into standard form. Now, doing this into standard form, I'm counting from the back 1, 2. So that will be what? 64 times 10 raised to the power of minus 2. So 64 times 10 raised to the power of minus 2 will give me 0.64. And my denominator too, 0.04. Now, standard form, this will be 1, 2. That will be 4 times 10 raised to the power of minus 2. So I can write this my question as 64 times 10 raised to the power of minus 2 over 4 times 10 raised to the power of minus 2, everything raised to the power of half. So now this 10 raised to the power of minus 2 cancel this 10 raised to the power of minus 2. So I have 64 over 4 raised to the power of half. That is, this half is for this 64, also for this 4. Now before that, I know that 4 can go in 64, and 64 is 8 squared. I can say 8 squared over 4 is also 2 squared raised to the power of half. Now I can do this 8 in 2, abi 8 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 raised to the power of 3. So I have 2 raised to the power of 3 squared over 2 squared raised to the power of this half. Now don't forget this rule. If you have 3 raised to the power of b times c, so that will be a raised to the power of bc. I will use it here. That will be 2 raised to the power of 6. 3 times 2, that's 6. I have 2 raised to the power of 6 over 2 squared raised to the power of half. Now use the division, law of division. You have a raised to the power of b divided by a raised to the power of c. That is equal to a raised to the power of b minus c. So I have 2 raised to the power of 6 minus 2 raised to the power of half. So I have 2 raised to the power of 6 minus 2 to give us 4. 4 raised to the power of half. So use this rule here too. So I have 2 raised to the power of 4 over 2, and this will give us 2 squared. I mean 2 here 1, 2 here 2, and 2 squared is 4. Now this divided by this raised to the power of 1 over 2 will give us 4. So 4 is our final answer here. Now another question. Evaluate 0.081 over 0.0027. Okay, let's do this one. 0.081 over 0.0027. Now let's do our numerator into standard form. So that is 0.081 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 81 times 10 raised to the power of minus 3. Also 0.0027 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. 27 times 10 raised to the power of minus 4. So I can rewrite my fraction as 81 times 10 raised to the power of minus 3 over 27 times 10 raised to the power of minus 4. So now we know that 81 is 3 raised to the power of 4, and 27 is 3 raised to the power of 3. So times 10 raised to the power of minus 3 over 10 raised to the power of minus 4. Now let's use our law of indices. A raised to the power of b divided by a raised to the power of c. So for the both, I have is equal to a raised to the power of b minus c. So I have 3 raised to the power of 4 minus 3 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of minus 3 minus 4. This minus 4. So 4 minus 3, that's 1. So I have 3 times 10 raised to the power of minus 3. Minus times minus will give us plus. So plus 4. So I have 3 times 10 raised to the power of 1, which is 30. So 30 is my answer. If I divide this by this, I get 30 as my final answer. So we don't need to use calculator for all this kind of work. Let's just use our law of indices and our standard form to solve it. Now I have a question now that we want to solve. Now we say evaluate 0.008 over 0.064 raised to the power of minus half. Okay, let's do minus 3 here. Now, this is the question. 0.008 over 0.064 raised to the power of minus 1 over 3. Now, I want to evaluate these indices. How are we going to evaluate this now? Now, you can pause the video and try it, or if you don't get it yet, I will do it now for you. Now, I can rewrite my numerator into standard form. 0.008 is equal to 1, 2, 3. That's what 10 raised to the power of minus 3. And my denominator as 0.064, 1, 2, 3. So that's what 10 raised to the power of minus 3 times 64. So I can write it as this. So I have 8 times 10 minus 3 over 64 times 10 raised to the power of minus 3 raised to the power of minus 1/3. Now 10 raised to the power of minus 3 cancel 10 raised to the power of minus 3. Now I have 8 over 64 raised to the power of minus 1 over 3. Now don't forget that 8 here is 1, 8 here is 8. So I have 1 over 8 raised to the power of minus 1 over 3. Don't forget that 1 over 8 is equal to 8 raised to the power of minus 1. Now 1 over 8 because we equal to 8 raised to the power of minus 1. So I have 8 raised to the power of minus 1 raised to the power of minus 1 over 3. Now let me do the remaining one here. Now the rule of indices which I gave you, a raised to the power of b raised to the power of c, that will be equal to a raised to the power of bc. Now multiply this by this. So I have 8 raised to the power of 1 over 3. And don't forget that 8 is just 2 raised to the power of 3. So I have 2 raised to the power of 3 raised to the power of 1 over 3. Now this 3 cancel this 3. So I get 2 as my final answer. Now 0.008 over 0.064 raised to the power of minus 1/3 must give us 2 as our final answer. So that's all of indices. Now more in the next class I will give you more example on this kind of one. Now we have, so let me give you a classwork to try. So after that we are done with it, send it to the comment box so to check. I will do more next class. So we move to indica equation, how to solve some equation in indices form. Now your exercise, evaluate the following. We have the first question, 0.0027 over 0.0081 raised to the power of 1 over 3. The second question, 9 over 81 raised to the power of minus half. The third question, x raised to the power of 1 over 3 over x raised to the power of 1 over 6, everything raised to the power minus 1 over 2. So these are the 3 exercises for you guys to try. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos to your friends who also like mathematics. Thank you for watching.